foster a negotiated change, I think that door is closing. Only one who can open that door now is God. So I have to leave that in his hands. What I have done everything humanly possible. And trust me, I have gone over and above. And that's why I'm apologizing. The shot was there. The opportunity was there. So I had to do it. In life, some of these you get one shot. You miss, well and good, somebody else will come. About 3 years ago, I said I am going to carve myself a path in the coming election where I'm going to garner between maybe 1.1, 1.5 votes, 1.5 million votes, and how it will affect the national total. By doing so, that pathway, which opened and was realizable, by doing so, I would force it. The game was, or at least my game plan was, I would reach a situation whereby in the election, you will not get a 50+1 result. In that I'll be able to get and hold enough votes to make sure that there's no winner in the first round. So it puts me in that one, will put me in the very position which I'm saying, to be the bridge. Now the fact that that route opened, that pathway opened, something which I started working about 3 years ago, beyond 3 years ago, the pathway opened. For me, it was more like God is showing me a sign. What you've been working on, yes, it is feasible, it is possible, it is attainable. So I pursued it with all my might. And that is the one which, as time goes, much as I would love and I'll give everything to be on that ballot. This is December 17th. 15th we're voting. I have to tell my members, this bridge may be a bit too far in this instance. But there are issues, there are campaign issues which I have in my manifesto, which no other political player has, which I know will make a difference in the people of Uganda. What do I do with them? Those are issues which I still want to articulate. There are some which I don't know what I'm going to do with. Because there are things which are for today will not be there for tomorrow. Before Kyagulanyi visited me, I visited Kyagulanyi. I have been one of those who's been opened on the questions of dialogue. Like as far as iPod is concerned, I was pushing. When in Parliament they started trying to bring conditionalities on iPod, I'm the one who resisted on the floor of Parliament. For me, as long as you have representatives in Parliament, you have met the threshold. The people of Uganda have given trust to that political party which has got members on the floor of Parliament. We must treat them as colleagues. That was my thinking in iPod. On the floor of Parliament I clashed, because they try to make the thing us versus them, us versus them. On a round table discussion, when you bring us and them, you've killed the round table. That is why in the last 4 years, what has iPod been able to do? And right now you find people talk about, have I taken the matter to iPod? iPod was there because we made it. We believed in it. We invested ourselves in it. That this is an organization where leaders can discuss. And in this term, as far as it's concerned for iPod, I wanted to bring the question of interest rates. The iPod set up under the chairmanship, I'll have at least two council meetings and one summit. I wanted to bring the issue of interest rates for us to discuss at a leadership level. And since iPod involves the institution of the state, they are able to implement it thereafter. Why did I bring something like interest rates? Because interest rates do not know whether you're UPC, you're Loop, you're NRM, you're what. Interest rates, they don't know you. It hurts everybody equally. So this is something which we can tackle where it's not supposed to, oh no, it's UPC. This is something which affects the people of Uganda. So as Jimmy Akena, anything affects the people of Uganda, I am always on board. But we didn't have the opportunity. iPod has been crippled by some of these players which I'm talking about. These players do not love Uganda. They're out for themselves. And I'd rather deal with somebody who's ideologically grounded, whether I agree with their ideology or not. But I believe in a Uganda which works for the people of Uganda. And I work for that Uganda. So whatever tools available to me, I use them. But there are also times where you reach a point and you realize that maybe this path, at least for now, unless God opens another door, I've done what I can do. So, to my members, I still have our issues, the UPC issues. How are we going to express them? How are these, at this current circumstance, how are these, like our senior citizens, how are they going to vote? Do I take my mother, who is 89, with these guys there, if tear gas stuff come, how is she supposed to move? And yet this conversation is a conversation which every citizen of Uganda, as I read what Milton was saying, that people of Uganda, all of us collectively, we own Uganda. All of us collectively. No individual group. Not NRM on their own, not government on its own, the people of Uganda collectively. This is our country. And let nobody tell you, who do you think you are? This is not your country. No, this is all our country. And how this country succeeds or fails, it depends on us. And more so, those in leadership. Those who have opportunity to make a difference. Those who God has entrusted to be able to act on behalf of others. In leadership, you act as a steward. The issue of ownership even reduces. Because now you're taking care of this for these people, but for future generations. How many generations have at least for me, I know, I can count my ancestors, 7 generations in Akokoro City. 2 generations was before colonialism. They were born free, they died free. Where do you want us to go? I want Uganda to succeed. I've done what I can do. I leave it in the hands of God.